The world of Alaris was built on ashes. Ashes of mortals who once tried to rise against the crowned beasts, immortals with blood-soaked hands and merciless eyes. They called themselves rulers, but everyone else knew the truth. They were predators. And the law of Alaris was simple. The strong devour, the weak obey. No slave ever escaped the chains of the great market. No human lived long enough to tell the tale of being sold to the royals. But tonight, under the black moon, a trembling girl knelt on the blood-stained floor of the auction hall. Her name was Serenia. Born from forbidden blood, half mortal, half cursed, her fate was sealed before she drew her first breath. Powerless, fragile, doomed. The crowd roared as chains rattled around her wrists, her ankles, her throat. Every noble in the room smelled her fear, licked their lips at the sight of her fragile beauty, the way her torn dress clung to her shaking body. The auctioneer lifted his staff. Tonight's final prize, a girl touched by sin itself. Her blood is forbidden. Her life belongs to the highest bidder. The voices rose, the numbers climbed, until suddenly, a silence fell. The air thickened with ice. The torches dimmed, shuddering as if afraid. And from the shadows of the highest balcony, he stepped forward, the Devil King. Eyes like fire buried in ice, shoulders broad enough to carry empires. His aura crushed the hall in an instant, and every noble bowed with trembling heads. But not Serenia. She couldn't move, couldn't breathe, couldn't stop staring at the beast who now stared back at her as though she already belonged to him. When he finally spoke, his voice was thunder and smoke. Mine. Just one word, one command, and her world shattered forever. Chapter 1. Chains of the Market. The iron collar cut into Serenia's neck as the guards dragged her across the stone floor. Each clink of her chains echoed through the underground halls of the great market, a cruel reminder of what she was property. The stench of blood and smoke filled the cavern. Candles dripped wax on human bones, trophies from auctions past. The crowd was restless tonight, more feral than usual. Whispers slithered through the hall as they caught sight of her. The cursed child. Half-human filth. She won't last a day in a noble's cage. Serenia's knees buckled, but she forced herself to stand. If she fell, the guards would beat her bloody before she even reached the stage. Her heart screamed inside her chest. She wanted to cry, to beg, to run, but she had learned long ago that tears were useless in this world. The guards shoved her into the iron cage at the center of the hall. The auctioneer raised his staff, his grin wide and venomous. Behold, nobles of Alaris, tonight's rare prize, a forbidden hybrid, beautiful, fragile, doomed. Who dares to claim her? The paddles shot up. 10,000, 50,000, 1 million. The numbers climbed, voices growing sharper, greedier. Serenia kept her head bowed, but her pulse thundered in her ears. She had dreamed of freedom, of sunlight, of a world where chains didn't exist, but now she was nothing more than a prize to be fought over. Until a sudden cold silenced the hall. Frost spread across the floor, crawling up the stone pillars, snuffing out the torches in a hiss of smoke. Nobles gasped as their breaths misted in the freezing air. The crowd parted without being told. Because they knew. Every soul in that room knew who had arrived. From the blackened archway at the far end of the hall, he emerged. Tall, cloaked in shadows that seemed to bow to him. His hair was as dark as midnight, his eyes burning with an otherworldly fire. The Devil King, the ruler of rulers, the monster whispered of in nightmares. The auctioneer dropped to his knees, stammering. Your Majesty, we did not expect. Silence. One word. Deep, sharp, echoing like thunder in the marrow of every bone. Serenia's breath hitched. She should have looked away. She should have bowed like the others. But she couldn't. His gaze found her through the iron bars, pinning her in place, like a blade pressed against her throat. He didn't blink. He didn't move. Then his lips curved into something between a smirk and a promise of ruin. And he spoke. 500 billion. The hall erupted into chaos. Gasps, screams, cries of disbelief. No one could outbid him. No one dared. The Devil King had spoken, and Serenya's fate was sealed. To be continue. If you are enjoying this story, hit the subscribe button for more stories like this.